Now, I actually do remember when I saw the trailer for this movie for the first time. It was in a movie theater, and it was a trailer that I was like, that looks pretty good. I actually don't know if I want to go see that in a theater because it's a movie that seemed like it looked good, but in a movie that would be talked about, and it got enough good reviews, there's enough talk about it where I was like, alright, I'll go see it. And there was like at least 30 people in my theater when I went and saw it tonight, and I can tell you, it was well worth it. Devotion stars Jonathan Majors and Glen Powell, and is about a pair of U.S. Navy fighter pilots risk their lives during the Korean War and become some of the Navy's most celebrated wingmen. Now, walking into this movie tonight, I was not jumping up and down because, let me be honest, the war genre is not my favorite genre, but the first movie that comes to mind is Saving Private Ryan, because that movie is a masterpiece in making of what war and how horrifying it is. And then there's a few others that come to mind, of course, like Black Hawk Down, 1917. I mean, there's a ton of war movies. It's just not my favorite genre. And then when it came to this movie, I had a friend tell me, man, it reminds me of Top Gun, like early from this year. And I was like, it's because Glen Powell's in it? He's like, oh yeah, that guy was in Top Gun. So walking the movie, I was like, okay, what are we getting, like a Top Gun here? And no, guys, Top Gun, don't compare this to Top Gun. This is an entirely different movie. Yes, it has Navy in it, it has wingmen in it, but it is about this guy, Jonathan Majors, who was a black man wingman, and he was driving a plane and he was saving people's lives and fighting in that war. And the movie had a good story. There is good heart in this movie. There's great bravery in this movie, and I respect everything about this movie and what it was trying to tell, what it was doing, and overall just the entertaining value. I was really entertained. I liked seeing him and Glen Powell work together. These two actors are really good. Obviously, Jonathan Majors, he's about to have a huge jump in his career, especially with obviously Marvel and everything. But next year, he's got a ton of movies coming out. But this movie and this performance alone, he's very good. I would honestly, it's not going to happen, but he is honestly Oscar worthy. There is a few scenes in this movie where he broke my heart as a character and what he's trying to do here. I mean, he is really, Jonathan Majors is really good in this role. Then you got Glen Powell, which yes, he was a complete douche in Top Gun, and Top Gun was great, but in this movie, he's almost the same, but you know, there's a good workmanship in this movie. There's more of a darker tone. It's got grittier fight scenes, and when those scenes happen, really good sound design, great sound mixing, the camera work, really entertaining stuff, and you could feel the danger in this movie. And by the end of the movie, I was like, that was a good movie. I can just sit here and tell you, it's a great movie. I think this is definitely for an older crowd, but if you're into war films and stuff like that, it's up your alley. For me personally, war movies are something that I watch and I can tell you is really good, or I don't really care for, but deep down, they are not my go-tos. But this is a good one. I'm gonna give Devotion an A-. It's a good movie to see in theaters, and like I said, I think it's meant for an older crowd, and when I was in this theater, I think I was probably the youngest person in this auditorium, but that is totally fine, and it seemed like everyone really enjoyed this movie, and I'm really happy for that. And I enjoyed it too. It's a really well-made movie, well-acted, great to look at, and it's probably a movie I will buy, maybe watch one day, like a year from now, who knows, longer. And you guys enjoyed this review. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye, everyone.